It's Tuesday, the 14th of August, 1444. And that's an angel number. Spiritual line awakening number. 1444. Life is going to change. Balance is going to come in sooner than you think. Know your truth. Receive good knowledge and love. So, this is my little second attempt video because I did try to, but I did realise I don't remember the date, so because I've only got my one phone because I got used this tablet some time ago. So Gatehouse in Cowley Road is closed for 2 weeks. The last day was Sunday, and I went there, was okay, and I went to St Aldate's church that runs Acts. It's a Christian food thing, and I managed to get some food. The food was not that great, but it was better than nothing, right? Unfortunately, I couldn't exactly eat it because the vegetables, my stomach was hurting me. The vegetables is too hard for me. I got autism spectrum, I've got pre-sickle cell trait, so the tin of fish I had from Oxford, Botley Bikers, they go, I think they get food from the community waste collection that food that's been collected around, that's donated, that's going to go waste instead, food bank, or before the food banks or anything, or food bank, this community food bank, just they give it to people, right? In Oxford, they're from Botley, and you see in Oxford. So I was a miracle, I had 2 tin of fish, and unfortunately the last tin of fish I put in the meal, and so I might not have been getting much of anything, so I'm hungry. So I ended up eating some chips, which of course this chips was super processed, and I threw up. When I went back to Abingdon, where I live, because my body just wants real food, not the frozen stuff that people just put in frozen. It's very fun. I don't know. I go this theory, like all the food, even the ones organic, is not even real food. Everything's gone like mad science world we live in. Evil's fully threatening. I really, really want to find somewhere to live where there's real food. Because the elites, they got it. They got their Harrods. They got these fine foods. And then we commoners just don't. We've got scraps and we fight each other. And the lower middle class people, they're heartless. I can't even go to a community hub. I want to go to the community food hub in Abingdon, but I can't. Because they're really rich and lower middle class person that goes there. Both of them are evil. There's just too much ignorant people there. The poor, the lower class poor, too. They're both fighting each other. It's basically looks like that wolf and gender shit movie, TV show, where everybody's fighting each other for food. Literally. That movie. During the 6th, where they've got this Christian watchtower films, about which I refreshed myself because I was a Christian myself, but it was background. I was raised there. I was also raised spiritual, well, because I said I was raised with a lot of beliefs, my whole life. With a lot of beliefs, okay. And I'm forced to know and see things that most people don't want to see. Okay, but anyway, I got ADHD, autism spectrum, I've got rainbow spectrum of disability, hidden disabilities. No idea. I tried to overcome them, tried to do everything I can, and I even got mild CF, which can go out of it. I had a dream actually the other day talking to my friend, carer friend, voluntary care friend, which I'm afraid I might not even can't afford to pay for him, his help. He's not my ideal friend, but friend to be a carer, but he at least is spiritually connected. He knows my boundaries a little bit, and I know I know I'm a difficult person. I know that. I find I can't deal with myself half the time, but there you go. So anyway, but I just this is my life for now. As I recover someone, I can't. I would like to mention about someone, but I can't. So I can say that this person was basically one of those old-fashioned story about the Goldilocks. And by the way, Goldilocks, um, was original Goldilocks was not a late girl. It was a horrible woman who who was titled and manipulate people. And unfortunately, I had a real life Goldilocks lady who brought me a member, a psycho woman I used to remember, who was in the newspaper called Maria someone. And was a church she's twice buried about. And which we did help her. We did. That she could have long-term psychiatric care. Because she's in denial that she has problems. I'm not saying everybody should be locked up, no. But there's some people who are. They just are. They don't know how to take responsible boundaries. They need someone to be look after them. Because they're dangerous. If you leave them alone, they're dangerous. And this lady is. She's from Poland, and she's very, very. She even tried to manipulate my bank account, and there's money in my bank account, and the police just didn't know what to do with that. And it's a field day for for um for those who's looking in monitoring background. That's just the worst thing that you could ever wish for, all because I didn't use my spiritual and physical initiative, because I was so in a desperate desperation. My mother passed away. I had no one to support me. I don't have any community. I need some sisterhood. And I allowed this lady to manipulate me. By the time I got in the car, I was under her victimhood. And I couldn't say no. And then she just got in and tried to get me in my apartment, you name it. But at least I stood up for her. She even tried to I was in my therapy, and she's full of my therapist. And, the whole thing, it was just shit. My spirit just felt violated. Yes, I knew my apartment needed to clean up, but the way she did it was horrible. She dumped things and replaced things and even took things from my apartment. That she had no right. I know someone generally kind soul, but even I knows that I don't have much things. I don't have my whole life. I treasure the little things I have, because once they're gone, I can't replace them. I've lost so many things. There's things that people gave that was meant to be for me, and someone took it. I had family members took things that someone wanted that was particularly for me and only for me, and I was forced to be manipulated and abused my whole life. And this woman has did this to me, and she thinks she's a Christian. She's got this AI thing, YouTube, loopy shit. I should have known when she took me to a restaurant a fortnight ago, on Friday. But she violated me, and I'm just like, and she even turned the police to say that she was helping me when she wasn't, and she was meant to be going somewhere. Apparently, Gordon Street, she's still there. Apparently, still here. When she was meant to be going back somewhere else, she ain't, because Oxford's too good for her. She wants to live off other people's stuff, and there's people like me who genuinely needs help and support, and then they make it fucking hard for people that genuinely need help and support, and make it harder. I had enough of this evil world. I really do. Evil, twisted, psychopaths' lives. And it is. It's a nightmare. I know she even has the grace to put me. Last week was my mother's day, and I didn't even have to fucking enjoy, because the fact that she called me, threatened me. Someone got someone to threaten me from the porch, this Cowley Road, where I'd never been. Someone said to me I can go there because they like me, um, got similar to hidden disability like myself, autism spectrum, neural difficulties. I said, he's vulnerable, who's also holding child housing, said that the porch is not the time to have a reception, but I don't feel like it's safe to go there because the fact that this woman has got safe for people to do her bidding. I think she might do money laundering, honest with you. But I got myself cornered because I wanted to just have some nicer things in my life, looking for family and support, belonging, and this. I felt foolish because I had feeds about some, you got YouTube, you got these tarot readers and stuff, and they all, good things coming for you and all that kind of stuff. I don't really do believe there is, but I should have just been slightly jaded sometimes. And I didn't, because I'm so desperate for something to work out for me. And that's how you get exploited, because you're in a moment where you so need so much desperate help, and you just got people you got to take everything, and try to manipulate their way and say they're good people when they aren't. They're fucking rotten fruit. Rotten to the core, that they make people believe there is no goodness in this world. There's no one to trust at all. And I still hope there is genuinely good people coming my way. Who's not manipulating me, use me, or set me up. But this lady, she was really selected me. She said to me she was gonna give me her gym pass because she'd be away. Instead, she set me up where calling me in gaslighting me into having my bank account, and now the police just say, oh, we don't know, because I had money issues, so the money's now gone, practically gone. I only got £10 in the spare bank account money. It's sad. It's real sad. I was going to not mention this, but I just want to let you know how vulnerable my situation's gone. I got a lot of stress right now. I'm worrying about response and Oxford City Council, how they might take away my rights. I haven't found a place to live. I'm trying to manifest. I'm making the effort, trying to think better things, but I'm just being realistic. I'm being realistic what's going on. I'm upset that I just can't really do much for myself. I'm going out just to make sure I get better food, try and collect good company. I just need strong, reliable people who ain't afraid to shake the world up in a good way, not saying in a bad way. I mean, actually, confront the evil and accept their own communities, their own governance way of living. Because I said, we can't rely on governance, organisations or anything. We have to make our own new earth, new heaven communities. Because like I said, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. If you want things to get better, you have to manifest. If you've got the ability, the money, the course, and you're called to, like this lady on YouTube who is a gridder, you can get gratitude. Now she's on about 100% Jesus thing, which I don't mind her, but I think she's slightly bit extreme, like Doreen Virtue a little bit. Of course, she hasn't counselled the other beliefs that she has, but she's coaching people, like workers, not to feel guilty for wanting to have money and set up communities, because they used to set up island and everything. I actually wanted to go, but I didn't have the funds to go. I would have gone. I actually want to go island. Apparently, I was actually guided that island might be good for me. So I'm actually going to keep manifesting that I get my fucking passport sorted out and everything. Unfortunately, as I said, I need someone to help me with my genealogy and I remember it's not safe. Unfortunately, I got a very, very abusive family. Both sides of my family was very abusive, where I didn't even know of getting my lineage there. I had the Church of Jesus Christ was very encouraged about these things, and I'm meant to be the one who's meant to be good at that. Because that's part of my spiritual gift is about lineages and stuff. So I'm meant to be a record keeper. Unfortunately, that was because I had narcissistic, controlling families, intimate family. I didn't get that. I got denied to know and understand my birthright. It was taken away from me. I was meant to be a star, and but instead I was a fallen, deteriorated star. That no shine, no nothing. I'm not being like victimizing. I'm just telling my own story of what's happening in my life. I'm 39 years old, and I'm going to be 40. I was born November 22nd, 1986, and I'm just really worried that something might repeat the same thing. I don't want to repeat the same time what happened to me when I was 39 years old. I'm glad I managed to break free from a group home that was run by the Illuminati. I'm really, really grateful, because they was in the middle tier. They was evil as fuck. And there was human sacrificing in Dicot in the little stone circle end. I'm a gifted person, but I saw some missing children stuff, dump and everything, and I had a sense there was something evil going on. In England. There's a lot of, and these organisations run places like Crisis and all these other organisations. I'm a very few person who's brave enough to call out the shit. You know, I wish there were more people that call out the evil in this world and set up real organisations that go against these evil motherfucker satanic ritual shit people and fake churches that actually are participating in this dark ritual people who blacklisted real gifted people who can see evil and say they was mad. When actually they're not mad. They actually see evil. Reptilians, they've seen ghost spirits, they see who they really are spiritually. The corrupted ones who like similar to the story that I call the witches in Roald Dahl's story, or about this evil family that eats people up and it's the boy is fostered. That's true stories, by the way. Do you find it funny that Roald Dahl's books, how straight home is Roald Dahl? And people find that was sickly and disgusting. You know what? That was a real story. And I told you, Roald Dahl is probably a bit fucking weird, to be honest with you. He was part of the cult himself. Of course he is. But, you know, because I went to the Roald Dahl Museum, I always wanted to go. And when I did, I felt a sick feeling about his shed. About how he was assess dead things and stuff. I'm not being awful, but that's sick. That's one. I don't, about how he was like a bit, but he had some truth about and it's so funny now, that his books is now being twisted out because they said, oh, that's traumatizing children. You know what? They were telling the truth. They're telling the truth about and he was born in England. He was originally family from Denmark and stuff, and then you go deeper about all this evil corruption. It was right in your home turf. There's Western countries, there's evil thing. People go about Indonesian countries like evil eating people. You know what? That's when really the real evil was in the white communities. The real evil is right in the community, home turfs. It's better to be in a Western, non-Western world where people are dead on this, what they're doing. But in the white communities, they pretend that they believe in there's a Christian church communities and everything, but behind closed doors, there's some evil shit going on. And I'm not afraid to keep calling out the truth. I really don't. Because I want change. I want a petition. I would keep a petition. I was probably called like Jeremiah. I don't really read the Bible very much anymore. I do memorize some things. But the times when I was studying the Bible, Spirit, which because I was raised in a Christian Catholic community, because I had family who was Catholic and stuff, Church of England. That's my main core belief from the home that I was raised in. Was that the scriptures, the Bible, opened, and I was asking, and then suddenly Spirit just opened. It was asked the Holy Spirit, and guess what? Open. It said Jeremiah. You're going to be Jeremiah. And then 3 years ago, when I was forced back to Oxford, and I thought, okay, the day before I surrender, was taking my time before, well, not the day before, but the day I had to wait to get my ticket back, which I knew I was going to be in the struggle because Oxford's a liar, fucking liar. And I had to call for hours and hours because with Blackpool Homeless Charity Shelter Place Day Centre, and I said to them, they will lie. Because Oxford is the capital of Illuminati, the satanic cults communities. They work in churches, they work everywhere. It's not just the Illuminati, I'm talking about all the dark occults and dark religious communities who say they're for gods, but they're not. Sorry, my body's now in purging now. It's awful. Too much to me, but but I just tell you this, that my life, I long for rest, I long for joy. I won't believe I'm recovering. I'm sort of grateful this bitch actually accidentally sent me money, and I can't give it back because the money's gone. But because in some ways it's kind of conversation what she did. She violated my apartment, took some few things. She thinks she replaced with some stupid shit that I didn't want, or couldn't really pick up to other people's homes and stuff. Anyway, she gets what she's coming from her. But I really have a power that nobody's been taken advantage of, and that she stopped being corrupted person before someone else gets hurt, like this Maria fucker woman, who manipulated her way to hurt people, and the only justice that was for her was to be locked up in a intensive unit and never come out. And our family was very, because she came to us for character witness, and we just basically said that she was mentally deranged woman, very sick deranged woman that needs professional help, and that she needs to be locked up for life. But unfortunately, people didn't want to hear that in the church community, Latter-day Saints community, who we knew that was from Kent and Oxfordshire, and we we tried to tell about Maria Keeble, but people just didn't understand that, listened, you know, that we're not against her. We just knew that she was just that was just saying that she needs to live in an intensive unit to be taking care of the rest of her life. What she did was bad, definitely, but we have to remember that she was a psychologically unwell, spiritually balanced lady that needs long-term support, never have her own car, license, nothing, especially after hurting the child and manipulating marriage, destroying someone's marriage, who didn't want to admit that she was a lesbian. But there's nothing against having attraction. I'm not going against that, but I mean but I have to say those who not being honest about their sexuality, there's a full psychopathic unbalance. There is some dark entity attachments, all those things. There's a lot of spiritual deformities, you know what I'm saying? I've been honest a few. I've the clips is I didn't win out the clips. I basically had to. Usually I'll be out in the clips, but this time I was being indoors, and I just needed that rest. My body was saying you need rest because to purge, to sit and reflect on the darkness that's in your life and just release those darkness, your anger, your rage. Even my therapist, it's funny though, I actually woke up from the clips just before our clips. My friend said he was watching, and I said, you know better than this. But I know that sometimes there's benefits if you to go out and get the rest and support. But somehow I just felt I needed to take advice from the Vader lady, Maria, and her husband, who's Native American, white Native American, Jonathan, on YouTube. And I can't remember her channel. Damn it, I hate this mental space sucks. This is why I like to have a spare thing with my references, something, but I don't have any. People think, oh, you got disability money, it'll cover your disability. No, it doesn't. It just basically just barely covers your existence. Basically, it just basically just because as I said, we live in a world of lies and illusion, and things is coming true, but people just don't want to do much about it. But I have to go all the way to Jericho now to see some free food. I have some high frequency. I think it was the Indian doctor Guy is on Instagram, and it's funny enough, they actually did some service from the Gatehouse in Oxford. So apparently I have to go there. I think they do tin food or something. So hopefully it might. Cause I still got some eggs in my thing, so I'm just going to go in there. But yeah, I'm willing to have open knowledge because I had the Instagram message from Amanda Anderson. She's on Instagram, because she's got to put a message today. She's free exclusive on Instagram about she used the dragon deck to save money. This is I know that dragon deck I used it on it's on my digital app actually. Angel something on that's you find on in Apple app. Blue Angel publishing app. And there's another app that's co-op. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway. So big publishing, and so. But she was saying about this collective today reading was was open to new knowledge, even though you don't want to acknowledge the truth. And so I have to be open to knowledge within but my stagnantness in life and open to big change and stuff. It's similar to reading what came up in my own personal reading that I did on my Instagram on my digital app on my reading my because the lady who said she was helping me, she messed up my tarot type books, and so and my carer friend, he said he's going to help me, but he hasn't able to because he doesn't have much money, and I did pay him up front, but certain amount, but as I said, it's complicated stuff. So I just, because not best, he's meant to have disability benefits, but honest with you, I think for him it'd be better if he doesn't, because as I said, once you're registered disabled, you are now a criminal in this system. They will take everything from you, everything. They take away your license, they take away everything. There's been a fight for years in the UK for people disabled that they have the right to have their own families, have their own businesses, thrive. We live in a country that does not don't see disabled people as human beings. They want us to be they want us to be suppressors. That that we've got nothing to give in this world, ability to do anything. I know, I really don't believe in YouTube. Well, I really glad that the American couple who does the book company, there's like the set of book and website and do on social media called they're mainly on YouTube. They're about my age group. Who runs what's the channel's called? I can't remember it's called. It's like the disability it's called Kids, but they also do adults as well. Disabled adults. And they're saying that YouTube said sorry and everything. You know what? I see the bullshit with YouTube. I really do. Because it's like, honestly, all these big companies, they're not pro-life people. They're not highly conscious people. They're people who are truly spiritual, spiritually religious, spiritually understand knowing a higher conscious being, gods, whatever you say. Well, I tell you, for me, I believe in gods, because even the Church of Jesus Christ, so that day says this. You study further, they said gods, by the way, GODS, because the conscious being awareness. Because there's the Lord's Church, the spiritual Lord's Church, the Church of Jesus Christ, like this spiritual Lord's Church, based in understanding and all that stuff. There is some truth and stuff, because my parents were spiritually guided to go there. Not direct entities there, no. Spiritually, because I said there's general some truth. There is spiritual gifted people that find that the Book of Mormon is true. There is some ancient tech knowledge in the scriptures. It's not 100% lies and make up. There isn't, because I said but I'm just saying that. But as I said, for me, I know there's every truth everywhere throughout the world. There is 100%, but also 100% lies and manipulation too. And you have to just use your book of life in your body. That's it. You can study. It's good to be willing to learn anything. And for me, I have to be open to honesty. I was a bit upset with my friend when he said about Jason Kent. I already knew this, but it was because I was upset my guys led me to someone cruel. That was my counterpart from old Asian times. That I made a eclipse, moon eclipse. That brought us to eclipse years ago. And apparently my friend in the channel said, no, actually, I don't want to upset you. I said, well, just tell me the fucking truth, please. I I'm really don't like my gifts at all, and I feel like I've been misled a lot from my guides and everything. But I know they're not evil. They're not, because I said I know Christ is true, Jesus Christ is true. I know I've seen Lucifer. I've seen pagan gods. I've seen faith little bits, blah blah. I even saw some dead people in a vaguely spotlight. Okay, but. And I have to heal all my abilities. Because I was naturally born with all these gifts. See, through these, this, that. But all about trauma programming, I have to unlock these codes. It's hard. Right? And there's the people who are very selective. They say they're spiritual gifts. They're not. And they're selective. And they're like... And you've also remembered that you're older soul. And you don't really want to know that you're an older soul. Much older than most people. You're just like, fuck this, I just wanted to be like, I consider myself a young soul. I mean, in some ways I'm a young soul. But the amount of times in my life now, I'm forced to me that how super old my soul is. You know, especially my past life as an archangel. That used to be known as Archangel Persuasion. Like in spiritual high courts. Realm. So it's like very difficult. Difficulty, but anyway, I better hurry up because I have to go and get a fucking shower. And it takes me ages. Everything takes ages. And it's difficult. And then I have to go, so because it's Jericho and I want to chill for a bit. And have to brush my teeth, wash my face, put some SSS cream on my face, my body. 30 is enough. 30 is enough. I still need to heal. and take Kalijah's silver spray that was 50% off. And when I got paid a week ago, that's what I did last week. Money. Which last week money's gone. I know it was a fortnight ago. So, but, yeah. But I find it hard that I've made you feel helpless. I really I wanted to be able to be powerful and not be on the needs of others. I really don't. I was hoping in my life that I had something powerful. We will be very powerful, but not. I just said, the present through others. I really didn't want that. I didn't want that. I wanted to be enough to save myself and then be able to save others. Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And step away where no one's going to be subject to manipulation, extortion in this world. My whole life I was in a grid of, since this day I was conceived, was subject to be manipulated on this earth. Whether it was good and bad. I had enough of that. I really do. And this is my last return. I believe this is, and I really don't. If I return, I want to return like Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, other beings, Lady Nada and other high conscious beings, or, and Kuan Yin, just raise, when you come back as a deity, not a human being experience at all, never. And as apparently I'll be meant to be living up to 300 years, which I don't really find that idea about, but I'm just having faith that, okay, if I'm meant to be, that'll be, my body will be completely taken up by light. and by fire. from this planet, beyond this planet. And being known as the god and goddess of the earth. You know, they mention the Bible in the bosoms, like Quinian and Baba G. But, and Elijah and other legends that people now don't know about, you know, but because they're buried, because they don't want people to know that the possibility they become light beings. If they're willing to remember who they are, remember their course and life, and stay track in their diets and their associating with other people and their choices. It's like, it's not faint-hearted life, but sainthood, knighthood life. Okay, but you know, this I'm not given to people's peer pressure. It's hard. Just stay in the light, the truth of oneself. Yeah. I know my hair is, I need to do my hair. I mean, I would sleep past midnight. So, woke up, watched something, a few things, and then time for me to get going. But yeah, my internet connection is not great. I'm worrying if maybe it's because of the fact I didn't get paid properly. I managed to pay my bill. I'm hoping that I'll be able to pay my bills. I really do. Especially when it comes to my internet, because the internet here is not very good. It's a miracle I actually have some internet on my phone. There's some weird frequency shit going on, I don't know. But I'm just hoping my broadband, because I need to run on Wednesday, I got broadband, so I have to ask my angels to cover my bills. So the golden angel, because that can happen, basically has happened in the past. You know, so I just say thank you for the lights, the gas, the water and everything. But please can you let me, because especially since I need for my therapy, and I don't really, she's got other clients. She's all the way from California, Dr. Marcia, Heart Healing Foundation. And so I just have to pray and manifest that things be alright with my bill company with EE. Yes, I'm on benefits, so it can make it a little affordable, but as I said, with the prices rising, difficulties we having, those man-made, mad, evil, dark forces that people are allowed to control their reality in life force. And I have to fucking call in to go. They have no power in my life. It's very difficult when you're on your own, physically on your own. I really need physical people in my life who actually wants to work and go against these and help other people to be free, physically, spiritually, mentally, away from their agendas, and set the world that was meant to be, that can be, that we build new earth today in any form that we can. You know, even if it means like a travelling van and meeting up people and setting up each location, places in UK, and say, hey, we will find legal loopholes and stuff, because this is your divine birthright to get out from this slavery hellhole that we were subjecting for multi-generations. Because now we live new earth, new heaven, community, life, timelines, and it's time for us to set up the physical world today. No one's forced us to be the victims of victimhoods of life and then the suffering. I really don't. I'm forced to tolerate all this shit. You know, where you know, you can't even get where you have a, where even getting organ meats in a pallet, in a pill form, it's luxury. To then have an artificial drip of iodine in your body, because which is really bad for your health, by the way. You're better off just having organ pills. Even that's if you have not enough meat in your diet. We live in a world that has been normalised the fact that you can drink animal blood, and animal blood is medicinal. Well, they said it was satanic when it wasn't. It was actually general health issues. People who have genetics like myself, who is indigenous blood, right? Caribbean, we could drink animal blood that helped our bodies and heal our cells. And they say like, oh, you're pretty sick, so you know how you bring animal blood and mix it with cacao and pick up the and get those sunlights and what I'm saying, just the whole things. They twisted and say certain things were evil and certain things, the real evil things, good, and it's like, I just. I'd rather drink animal blood than get a fucking artificial transfusion of iron, fake iron. It'd be better for you. It's more godly to bring animal blood, fresh cut animal blood from fresh slaughter and just drink it. Just warm it up with cook like with mushroom powder and make it a soup or something. Even the Celtics used to do that. Because I'm a Celtic blood, but they just mean to like say, oh, this is bad. That's like, actually, that's straight. That as long as you're not, just they twisted all the evil stuff. Say something is certain evil when it wasn't. It's just completely crazy. But yeah, So I'm going to wash and brush my hair and have a shower. Put this dress in the wash basket. Unfortunately, it's got a bit of ink from, you see this? It's got a bit of red ink. It actually looks like the part of the dress now, actually. Because it's oil ink. Because I think it just dropped, because that's the thing when it's a bit clumsy, So when I did the last day of doing artwork in the gatehouse, which was really good. Unfortunately, as I said, I didn't get my jacket potato this time. It really sucks, but yeah, I've just. Anyway, I'm feeling like I'm purging now. I have to purge out. There's too much fluid. It went stuck fluid. And plus I didn't need to brush. I had to boil some salt water because I didn't have any mouthwash. I could probably use some Betty Batty money that she put in my bank account. But I don't know, I just feel off about that. I'm just going to basically boil some salt water and just do that. So funny, my those thing that air flosser, fake water floss pick. It's got, the head is broken again because things get knocking because I didn't have a proper bathroom stand thing. and so I put in the sink, you know, and then unfortunately it's got knocked over, so there were times that the attachment, I don't know what happened to the attachment. Maybe it's found. I will find it, and hopefully, because I can't afford to buy a new one. So stuff, everything's falling apart. It's kind of weird, and I can't place them. It's so annoying because I got major black cavity. It's kind of alright, but yeah, anyway, I just better go now. But I'm gonna upload this immediately. Hopefully, it will upload. I just probably put this say diary or something, because I know that sounds lazy or anything, but that's just because this is documenting about myself with the way things is, and hopefully someone understands what I'm saying or get inspired them to do something better in their lives, not lose hope. But yeah, that's it. I can tell you. Bye.